Senator Frank Bloss was the sponsor of a $100,000 appropriation for air conditioners for GDOE, but he quickly pivoted to questions about the educator pay hikes. First, he established with Deputy Administrator for Finance Frank Coopernurse that a pay plan for teachers was not submitted by the administration as required in order to pay out the raises.
Based on your presentation of that you did this with your in-house HR personnel and with DOA, it did not follow this law.
Next, Bloss established that some $22 million in federal American Rescue Plan money from U.S. DOE were shifted in order to cover the raises.
It's very safe to say that these were priorities that were directed towards facilities that our school children go to.
Safe to say it was reprogrammed from our CIP, correct? If you're taking from one, something's got to give on the other side. So this was the largest part of the funds that, from a rebudgeting purpose standpoint, it had the budget available to reprogram. No, it would not have been possible to pay this out if we had to rely on the local funds.
But Bloss counters that all the administration had to do was come to the legislature and ask, because it was clear from a revenue tracking report that the general fund was flush with cash.
Based on all of this information here, there was $87 million in excess funds that could have been tapped by the government of Guam in local funds instead of taking away $22 million from projects that would provide for the safety and the welfare of our children in the schools. And that GDOA was basically forced to use its ARP funds to be able to satisfy a political promise for pay raise at a time when your local coffers had no money.
Meanwhile, Senator Tony Ada, who is running for lieutenant governor, stepped in to counter opposition criticism that he was against the pay hikes.
It wasn't against the raises. It was the process and how the raises were given. And that's why we need to ensure that the administration needs to take full responsibility for what is lacking now at the Department of Education in the priorities set forth by the ARP funding.
A new pay plan has since been submitted to be effective with the new fiscal year. For KUAM News, I'm Nestor Laconza.
Number one, this amendment, I'm in full support.